Hi, I'm Vivian the Knitter.
And I'm Alyson the Crocheter, and you're listening to Keep Calm and Carry Yarn.
Thank you so much for joining us for episode 54 of Keep Calm and Carry Yarn, a knitting and crocheting podcast brought to you by me, Vivian, and my daughter, Alyson. I'm coming at you from Virginia.
And I'm recording from Scotland. Hello.
Hello. I just have to make sure I enunciate because sometimes when I edit, it doesn't sound like I'm saying Vivian with an N in the end. It just sounds like I'm saying Vivia. It's like,
Vivian.
What happened to my N? So, anyway.
Yeah, I do try to make a special effort to enunciate during the intro, but I feel like the rest of my talking is not. It's just my normal talking.
Yeah,
so
that's because
like,
we're chatting with each other. This is how we normally talk to each other. That's
well, what we normally talk to each other involves more hand motions and noises, which doesn't really translate for an audio podcast.
Hand motions and sound effects, not just noises, sound effects.
Yeah, like this is what a bob haircut would sound like. Like I don't even know. Anyway, welcome to the podcast, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I have a special thank you for somebody who said hello on our Ravelry thread, Amber, who listens to us on her commute to work, I assume work, on the train. She's running Mom 1206 on Ravelry, and she crochets and knits, but has been currently on a crochet kick, so yay for crochet.
Yay. And she's from New Jersey, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
So maybe she's commuting into the city.
Probably, yeah, maybe. Hello, fellow Jersey girl. I'm assuming she's a Jersey girl if she lives there.
And I want to also just say up front to apologize for my voice if it sounds funny, because I didn't think I was sick. I don't really feel sick except for this and the occasional like wheezy cough.
Well, I was definitely sick last week. I'm still recovering. I had the shingles of all things. I'm recovering.
Would you say the shingles and not just shingles?
I had shingles. I had the shingle. I don't know.
I had the shingle. Just the one
I had
shingle.
one shingle. Actually, I didn't even have a shingle. I mean, I didn't have any rash, but I did have the whatever. So let's not talk about that.
They say the menopause here.
They do?
Yeah, I don't know if everyone does, but it's definitely a thing.
Oh. They also say, oh, they don't say to the hospital. They just say to hospital.
Yeah, to hospital. Yeah, and there's something else along that vein, I feel like. But yeah, no, that. Oh, at the weekend.
At the weekend?
Rather than, is that right? I'm getting confused. Yeah, at the weekend.
At the weekend? What do we say?
Like you do something at the weekend, or what are you doing?
We say?
Or something.
What?
On the weekend?
Yeah, on the weekend.
Yeah. We just sit right on it.
Yeah.
Anyway. So I picked the Buzzfeed quiz
You
this
did.
week, and
It's pretty funny.
It's very meta. So it's this personality quiz will reveal which BuzzFeed quiz you are. I told Sam that this is what we were going to do, and he was just like, "Oh God, you need to get rid of the BuzzFeed section. It's turning in on itself. It's going to explode."
Oh no.
Right. So what BuzzFeed quiz are you?
I am. Which Hogwarts house are you in? And it says, you're probably a huge pop culture fan and a big Harry Potter fan too. You love learning about famous people and celebrities. I'm not sure how to take that.
Yeah, I don't know. But I feel like there's probably some accuracy in that. Like if you had like a list of the more traditional, what blank are you or whatever, you'd probably go for stuff to do with TV shows or like books or movies. Like which character from?
I guess so. And I am a big Harry Potter fan.
I got where should you travel to next year quiz. You'd be the kind of quiz everyone wants to take, a quiz about traveling. You're very likable and you just love having fun and going on adventures, which I feel like is true. I have been traveling a lot lately.
You have, and you do like to travel. So, well, at least we didn't get the same answer this time.
So I'm assuming one of the questions was, had Harry Potter as one. Oh, which movie franchise are you more
I've had
into?
a really hard time Because
Yeah,
the
because
only
so the
one that I'm
options
not
were
really into is James Bond in
mm,
here.
so Star Wars, James Bond, Jurassic Park, Harry Potter, Marvel, and Lord of the Rings. I think I felt similarly as well, but I was loyal when I went for Harry
You
Potter.
did go with Harry Potter.
Yeah. Did you not?
I did. Well, I mean, I had the Harry Potter quiz as my answer, so I
Yeah, well,
obviously went for Harry Potter. I've binged Lord of the Rings. There was a time where we had all the
Oh
extended
God, yeah.
version.
Yep. Literally.
I would just, well, actually, I only listened to it while I was sewing
Or ironing or
or whatever.
yeah, literally like this is like not pre-audiobooks, but like you listen to a lot of audiobooks and then I guess podcasts as well, but audiobooks. And I feel like you treated the Lord of the Rings extended editions as like your audiobooks. You just listen slash watch to them while you're doing other things. But not just the movies, the commentaries. Like the
I
commentaries
don't
of
remember.
the
Really?
extended
Did I do
cuts.
that?
Yes!
Boy, am I a nerd.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
You used to do that. What about what's your favorite type of food? Italian, Mexican, American, French, Chinese, or Japanese?
See, I like all of it, but I had to go with Chinese just because in my lifetime I probably eat more Chinese food than the other stuff.
Well, see, I don't think out of all of them, I probably would pick French last.
Oh, I think I'm with you on that because French food tends to be very rich.
Yeah, I guess I also don't really have a concept of like what French food would be. It's like normal food, right? But just
Lots of butter?
yeah,
I don't know.
something like that. I do eat a lot of Italian food, a lot of pasta.
Uh-huh. We do. You called it pasta?
Pasta. Oh, I say pasta.
I mean, we eat all sorts of food. The stuff that I cook at home is just a mishmash of stuff. We eat all sorts of Asian foods,
Hmm.
American food. I mean, Italian food, not really, jar spaghetti sauce. But yeah, and I make a lot of Mexican food. So
Yeah, but then at the same time, like, how authentic is your Mexican food?
I don't think it's not unauthentic.
Inauthentic?
Wait, what did you pick again?
I
You
picks
did
Mexican
Mexican.
because
You did pick
yeah,
Mexican. All
because I
right.
pretty much will eat everything on a Mexican menu, like restaurant menu rather.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like even with Chinese food, like I'm not. There's definitely stuff on the menu like I'm not gonna eat that.
Mm-hmm. What
Uh,
about the show you would rather binge watch?
I went for Killing Eve.
That was my second choice. Or I should say, I went eeny, meeny, miny, mo with Killing Eve and Stranger Things.
Really, Stranger Things.
Hmm.
Uh, you've been
Well, I don't watch
bought
House
into
of
it.
Card, and I'm not
Uh-huh.
really into This Is Us. I did watch this first season, and then I never went beyond the first season. Grey's Anatomy, I didn't watch. Game of Thrones, I didn't really watch. So it was
Yeah.
between Stranger
I
Things
see.
or Killing Eve.
Yeah.
Oops.
I've never watched This Is Us or Grey's Anatomy, so. And then I lost interest in House of Cards even before,
Kevin Spacey.
stuff. Yeah,
Okay.
right. Okie dokie. Talking about the Mexican and Italian Chinese, I'm hungry now.
I always do ask for extra cilantro when I have when I have Mexican food, if they let me. Sometimes they're so
Mm.
stingy with the cilantro. Like, no, I want more. I want to be able to
You say
taste it.
cilantro and not cilantro.
Cilantro. How?
Anyway, sorry. This is just the episode of how do you say that? And then they say this and I say
Because you've
that.
forgotten since you've been in the UK for 3 years. 3 years?
Mm.
3 years. Yeah. So
Right.
you've forgotten how to speak American.
No, the cilantro thing is that's just I've never said cilantro. I've always said cilantro.
I don't know what the hell I say. Okay, how's
I
that?
think yeah. I
I
think cilantro
say,
sounds like you're trying to make it fancy. Would you like some cilantro with that?
but then in the UK they call it coriander.
Coriander, yeah. I have gotten used to that though.
Well, I never
Right.
knew what it was called growing up. I only knew the Chinese name, so I didn't.
Well, it's like tofu. Do you know how long it took me to realize that tofu was just tofu? Well,
What do you mean?
tofu. Like just like it's one has a D sound and one has a T sound. I didn't realize they were the same thing.
Okay.
I mean, that's probably worse because it pretty much sounds like the same thing, but I could hear the difference.
Oh, you thought tofu was like an English word?
Or I don't know what I thought. Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway.
Okay.
Um
Let's talk.
what whips you got?
But but I'm further along.
Uh-huh.
The Bubbly Brioche knit along that Jen Tolan is running. She's released the last section, section 5, and I'm on section 5. So I am
On track.
on track. I didn't start section 5 until like days and days after she released it. But right now I'm almost at the finish line because section 5 is just decrease, decrease, decrease. Well, not decrease every row, but there's lots of decreases. So each row gets smaller.
Yeah. Very nice.
I'm really happy with it.
Yeah. It's definitely like it's an interesting shape because you can it's basically like a scarf because it's long and thin. But then because it
don't
comes
know
together.
when it I mean
When does a scarf become a shawl?
when it's bigger than a scarf. When I can block it pretty wide. I mean,
so then it's more shawly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess if you block it wider, then the bits that stick out in the brioche are more
flatter,
displayed, more nope. I think I'm doing this a lot.
What?
Like in the last couple years, it's just like words. They just don't happen in my brain.
You're getting old.
So old.
You're so old. Yeah, I'm really happy with it, and it's so squishy.
Accentuated. They're accentuated. That's the word I was looking for.
If I block it
wider, because you can see more of the background color, so like the contrast between it is bigger.
Oh yeah.
I'm not saying you should block.
I know she had blocking tips in the pattern, and I kind of glanced at it, but I didn't actually read it. Let's see what she says about tips for blocking. Oh, tips for blocking. She says just to light steam block it and not wet block it. Well, she doesn't say not to wet block it. She says that brioche will grow when wet blocked.
Oh, so don't.
So don't.
So then that would suggest don't let it grow too much.
So I guess I'll just have to spray it like my friend Paula likes to do. She likes to spray her blocking blocking pieces.
It doesn't take as long to dry, right?
No, it doesn't take as. But then I'd have to find somewhere. Well, I'll have to find somewhere where the cats won't bother it. That'll be impossible. Alrighty, that's my only whip because my other whip is an FO.
Okay, so my whip is also the same thing. It is my Courbetin sweater, and I feel like normally if I had the same whip over and over and over again, I just stop talking about it and just let it not hibernate because I'm still working on it, but I talk about something else. But I have literally nothing else to talk about, so I have to talk about this.
You start something else. You haven't been starting anything.
I know. I will be starting something very soon. But right, so I'm still working on this sweater.
You sound a little frustrated.
I'm not actually that frustrated. It's just frustrated that it's taking me so long, and that I can't just hurry up and just finish it. But I will say, just in case we have any newer listeners who haven't heard about it in the last 17 episodes, this is a Tunisian. It
hasn't been 17.
You know it hasn't. I know. Sometimes it feels like it. It's a Tunisian crocheted sweater. I'm so close to being finished. So I'm basically I have teeny little amounts of yarn left for both sleeves because I'm working at the same time. So I'm just kind of doing a row at this point, just doing one row back and forth just to see how long I can make it. So that's where I'm at. I'm very close. So once I do that, I think it's the sleeves though, they're finished the same way as the bottom hem with just regular crochet. So I do have to make sure I leave enough to do
the
switch back
bit.
to the last bit, yeah. And then leave a little bit of yarn left so that I can fix the overlapping panels from the front. I just need to sew some bits together. So next time it will
be an FO.
100% be done. I can't guarantee that it will be blocked, but I will not be having any crochet hooks near it. So yeah,
That's
that's
okay.
pretty
I
much
haven't even
all I
blocked my
got.
Zweig yet.
And you finished that ages ago.
Yes.
I will say though, the thing with the way it's fit, like the single crochets that finish it at the bottom, the hems or the whatever, it it'll go away once it's blocked. But I think because you're crocheting into Tunisian stitches, it wants to fold itself up. Like it's like a natural,
Like a roll.
yeah. But like it folds itself right where the stitches change.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Does it
yeah,
fold
so
in or fold out?
it folds out,
So, okay.
so it's on the outside,
Mm-hmm. There's
which is
nothing
a
you
bit
can do
annoying.
to fix it.
Well,
Can you
block
just
it.
leave it? Will it block out? I don't know.
Well, I hope so. Don't say that.
No, but even
Maybe I,
even if you block something really really flat that has a tendency to curl on a
well, but it's
knitted
not.
piece, it's still gonna eventually start curling. I'm just talking about on
Mm,
knitting. I don't know how that would work
yeah,
with the crochet.
yeah. I don't know. Well, I wonder if it's worth mentioning. I'll put it in my notes, or if see if anyone else had that issue. But now that you say that, maybe I won't weave in all the ends just in case, case it doesn't block out. Of course,
Okay.
then like I guess if you block it out and it looks fine, it would be maybe after you wear it that it would start to flip back up.
Mm,
And
maybe.
then in that case, oh, why you do this to
What
me?
am I doing? You do
Okay.
nothing.
So what FO do you have?
Oh wait, before we start talking about my FO, I want to go back
Hmm.
to my bubbly brioche.
Hmm.
So, Jen's patterns are really, really good because she has not only does she have all the brioche charted, but she has everything written out. So,
Hmm.
after doing all of this brioche all the time for how many weeks, I can now read the charts. Because in the beginning, the
Hmm.
charts just looked like gobbledygook. I mean, I just couldn't even make heads or tails of it because it's just so different from lace charts. You know what I'm saying?
Why is it different? I mean,
There's
I feel like
just
I won't
there's
really
just a
understand,
lot
but
going on. Where's
hmm
the camera? There's a lot going on.
right. I see. Uh-huh.
So now that I can read the charts, it's going faster than in the beginning when I was reading the pattern with words.
Uh-huh.
So
Do
that's
you do you I don't know. I was gonna say something about written versus charted, like which do you
I
prefer?
usually prefer charted when it comes to lace. I don't know that you can do written like a colored chart and written. That would be silly, wouldn't it? Like
Hmm?
color work.
Oh yeah, color work. Yeah, no, that doesn't work.
But in with
I guess unless it was like a pattern that repeats itself a lot.
yeah, maybe. But I
Anyway,
I generally I prefer charts.
yeah.
When I started the bubbly brioche, I was a little frustrated with myself that I couldn't I just looked at
Right.
the chart and went, "Uh-uh."
No, not doing this.
And then I just did the written part
Hmm.
until I did a couple charts and then I got the hang of it and then I looked at the charts like, "Oh, wait. That makes sense."
That's what that means. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. FO. I finished my Sagitta. I didn't even mention that I was working on it again, did I? Last time.
No, because you had uh packed. You hadn't brought enough yarn with you, basically. Yay! It's all blocked and everything.
I even blocked it. Maybe I'll wear it tomorrow.
Very nice. So how long big is it? Like
It's not
as
huge.
is it like a shawlette or is it
I guess that's the way I made it is because remember there's like different options. If you had a six color mini set or a five
right?
color
Uh-huh.
mini set or this or that. So I only had a five color mini set. So
Hmm.
that means that I had to make the smaller one. So yeah, I mean I guess it's
Right.
more of a shawlette, but very scarf like in um
Size?
size, yeah.
Shape?
Size.
Oh yeah, 'cause it's like it's
It's an
asymmetrical, yeah.
asymmetrical triangle. But you know, remember you were saying that you would like this if it was more of a scarf rather than a shawl? This
I
pattern.
mean, Don't I say that about everything? But yeah, okay.
But this would be actually very easy to
Adapt.
adapt as a shawl that's not a shawl, a scarf that's done on the bias. If it was,
Uh-huh.
it would look kind of like this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I could do that for you if you really want me to.
See, I think the thing about like, people ask me like, "Oh, will you ever learn how to knit?" or like da da da, and when I explain about like, yeah, like I'm not like it's not that I hate knitting. I don't want to learn how to knit. It's like it's the opening the door thing. Like once I open the door, I'm like, oh, I'll make that, I'll make that, I'll make that. So that's the thing, right? It's like even you saying, oh, I can make this. I'm like, I do like it, but like there's so many things that I'm like, I like lots of things better because there's just so many options that there's just not as many options with crocheting.
I suppose not, but there are a lot of options in crochet.
Yeah. I
Maybe.
mean, yeah, I'm not trying to poo-poo my preferred craft, but just saying, I think because, less people,
Ooh, it goes well with my shirt. Look at that. Sort of.
I mean, because it's in your colors, that purple and
Yeah,
blues
well,
and
I'm
stuff.
wearing, I guess the color I'm wearing is more of a mauve purple. It's not really a true purple.
Mauve.
Mauve. But it's not puce.
No.
So that's my
Cool.
FO of this episode. And I'm hoping that my bubbly brioche will be an FO next episode. And I can go back and start working on my East Coast girl cardigan, my Coraline socks. What else am I working on?
Oh, your
Yeah.
socks. Forgot about those.
I did finish one sock, I
Mm-hmm.
think. Oh no, I didn't
Mm-hmm.
I don't even remember what I've done with it. I did the heel turn, or I don't know what I've done. It's been so long. So that's all the crafty content we have.
Mm-hmm. To be fair,
Yes.
there was that one thing that I was working on that, oh no. Sorry, I'm just looking at my sleeve and I'm like, why does it look weird? Nope, it's fine. It's fine. The craft bank
Yes. Mm-hmm.
project. I have been working on that, but I can't
Oh,
talk about it because it's
okay.
present.
Well,
So,
me having shingles last week kind of put a dent in my productivity because I thought it was like the only thing
hmm
I can do is just sit on the couch and just veg in front of the TV. I'm gonna get lots of knitting.
hmm
It's like no, I was knitting like a snail. I was knitting so slow. It's like I don't think I've knit this
uh-huh,
slow since I started knitting when I was 7. That's how slow it
uh-huh.
was. So that was a little frustrating. But I couldn't do anything because I was just doing anything just made me so tired. And
Mm-hmm.
before I went to the doctor, I just had very low energy, and I think your dad thought I was faking it or exaggerating it or something because he kept dragging me out of the house. Oh, let's go here, let's go there, let's go to Lowe's. I want to build this, I want to do that. I'm like, oh my God, do I have to go? Yeah, I want you to come with me. So finally, it was like Sunday night. I felt like the prickly sensation that you get with shingles, like you're being jabbed by needles, and I was like,
Lovely.
oh.
Uh-huh.
I think I have shingles again. But because I've had it before, I know how it feels like. So I went to the doctor the next morning, and that was even before I got any rash. So we caught it pretty early. I started taking the antivirals and spent a lot of days on the couch, but still, even though we caught it early, I was still very tired. So that was my
Mm-hmm.
week.
My week has been my week. My one thing I did was I hosted some
Oh, yeah, that's
strangers
right.
in my spare
How
room.
did that go?
Bit of a life adventure. No, it's good. So basically, I saw on Instagram that a friend of a friend of a friend
Friend.
was coming to Edinburgh from Paris for the Edinburgh International Storytelling Festival.
Mm-hmm.
And so she was meeting up with another friend who was from Montana. So coming all the way from Montana, from the States. And for anyone who doesn't know US geography, that's a long ways away to come all the way to Edinburgh for a storytelling festival. Um,
Wait, she came all the way and she didn't have any accommodations? She just like
just
flying by the seat of her pants.
yes, yes, very much so. But she was able to fly standby because of her family working for airlines.
I
So
see.
she was able to do it like last minute. So that's kind of why she could do
That's
that.
part of why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so So yeah, so I had thought that it was just the one that needed accommodation, but it was both of them. So the one that came from Montana stayed for 4 nights, and the one that came from Paris, although they were both American, stayed for 3 nights, and they were really, really lovely. And it's one of those things that,
So
like,
wait, so is it the Montana girl that was a friend of a friend of a friend, or is it the Paris girl that was
Paris.
okay?
When I saw the thing on Instagram to say that they needed somewhere to stay, I don't. We had just gotten back. Oh, I had just gotten back from a Girl Guides in the indoor camp thing, and so I was like pretty tired. And Sam was like in the middle slash getting over a cold. I was like, I don't really know why I'm doing this to ourselves, but I think I'm gonna offer our spare room. Okay, okay. Um, but they were really lovely, and you can imagine like the kind of people who come all this way for a storytelling festival. They're artsy, both in their own different ways, and it was just nice to meet different people. Like I don't think they're the kind of people that I would normally be friends with or have met or whatever. Yeah, I think that they enjoy themselves, and hopefully, Hope is a photographer, so she took some photos of our walk up Arthur's Seat of like me and Sam, so
Uh,
we might have some photos that come out of it. And
nice.
yeah, uh, yeah, that was
And
my
are they both originally from Montana then?
no, I think Hope's from California.
Oh, wow, that's even farther than Montana. Not that much farther, but still farther.
Yeah, but she only came from Paris. But yeah, so that was my last week.
That was
Um,
so nice of you.
It was so nice of me, wasn't it? But yeah, I mean, in the end, it really wasn't that much of a bother because I had the spare room and they were out for most of the day anyway. And I hope very sweet. Every morning she writes poetry. She printed out one for poems, and so every morning she like brought me another poem.
Oh,
And
that's cute.
Michelle does ceramics, so she left us these two little pots that she had made. And I saw this.
Oh, wait, did
Hmm?
you posted that, right?
Yeah,
Did you
she made
post?
two, so this is the one that I hadn't posted yet. But I saw it and immediately was like, "That's Braille," and I looked it up, and it is Braille. And the secret message is, uh, tea with milk and jam and bread or something like that.
Wait, there's that much words in those?
Yeah, that's the and.
Oh, okay.
It's been condensed into one symbol.
Oh, because that looks like it's one
That is
letter,
one letter
but
normally
it's
because it's the 6 dots.
uh-huh,
But the and has been shortened, I think, which I guess makes sense. It's like a sort of contraction, but for Braille.
uh-huh.
And you kind of think, because you can get the dots to be quite close together, so like that
Mm-hmm.
is how many? One, two, five letters plus an exclamation mark. So I think that says bread.
Mm. Cute. And you have a scallion growing, or is it a garlic growing
Scallions,
in
I've
there?
got green onions growing in there, which, they're like literally the cheapest thing to buy from the grocery stores, and yet I'm making more.
Oh, that's cute.
Anything for Shop Talk? Had you opened the shop last time? You had already opened.
Yes, my shop is open. I started sewing, but not that much yet because I'm still looking for things. Like I still haven't
Hmm.
there are still things in boxes. And I did start sewing a couple of things for myself, for because I haven't sewn in months and months and months. I just wanted to sew like little things for myself. So I was doing
Hmm.
that. But basically there'll probably be some new bags next time. I'm not in any rush.
Well, we don't have that much to talk about this time around, do we? But I just wanted to say that. Oh, I know what I want to say. Something that I will be adding probably to the spiel is I've created a coffee account for us. And if you listeners may already know what coffee is, so it's spelled KO-FI, and it's a way for fans to support people's work for the price of a coffee. And lots of other sort of bloggers and podcasters use it as well, lots of like artists, I think. But there are costs that go into making the podcast. Not a huge amount for us because, we're little fish, but it costs to have to host the files for the podcast and have it published every month and whatnot. And when we do a cow, in theory, cost of the prizes and mailing the prizes and stuff, which I guess I'll just tease that we will have one again at some point. So we haven't had one in a while. So I'll have the link in the show notes and all that sort of thing. So if you want to buy us a coffee, help support the podcast, that'd be great. Just yeah, feels weird to be asking people for money, but yeah, buy us coffee. Will I do the spiel anyway?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it's like the third short episode in a
That's
row.
okay. So the short show notes for this short show is on our website, which is kcacypodcast.wordpress.com. You can follow our Instagram account at kcacypodcast. You can also follow my personal Instagram account, which is Alyson here, and my mom's, which is upstate_Viv. Make sure to subscribe and comment and like all the things on iTunes or YouTube, wherever else you listen to the podcast. And you can also join our Ravelry group, which is Keep Calm and Carry Yarn podcast in the groups tabs. So thank you for listening.
And remember to keep calm and carry yarn.